Hi, I'm Genevieve Lim and welcome to the 5th season of Generation Next, the series that showcases outstanding young Singaporeans in the community and the arts. I'll be your guide as we find out how these young Singaporeans thrive upon pursuing their dreams, and we'll also get an insight as to what drives them to make their mark. This isn't exactly a roadmap to their success, but I promise you some general directions as to how you can go about pursuing your own passions. Indian classical music is one of the oldest and finest musical traditions in the world. With a history of over 2,000 years, it is steeped in spirituality and philosophy and deeply rooted in religion. Among the many varied instruments in Indian classical music, the sitar and the tabla are easily the most recognized. These two instruments are technically demanding and present quite a challenge to learn. Yet for our next profiles, Krsna and Govin Tan, the beauty of the music they make is well worth the pain and the effort. They may look like any other boys running around in your neighborhood. However, beneath the veneer of youthful exuberance, they are steadfast musicians, intent on honing their art. They may be Chinese, but they have embraced Indian classical music wholeheartedly. As practitioners of this genre of music, brothers Krsna and Govin Tan stand out not just because of the color of their skin, but because of the level of their music mastery.
They are so confident and they really understand the solo system of the instrument. Both the brothers are doing well. When I see the Govinda also performing well in tone and everything, with the rhythm going well and all the lekaris, and they are picking up. And sitar wise, it's a good tonal quality and good performing.
Hi Krsna.
Hi.
Now I heard that your love for Indian classical music started at home.
Yeah.
So tell me more about that.
Okay, I started playing the sitar at 5 years old under my dad's guidance, and before I even started holding the sitar and playing the sitar, I'm already listening to music. So actually, I've been growing in a musically environment home. So people say I've been learning for 13 years. It's physically learning, but mentally and emotionally, I've been learning music for 18 years.
What was it like learning the sitar at such a young age of 5?
It's kind of difficult, and it's a bit troublesome for my dad because I had to get my sitar customized in a smaller size for me, and it was a bit difficult to balance the sitar, and to endure the pain on the fingers was a bit more harder, and the hardest thing was practice.
Yeah, surely as a young boy you wanted to run around.
Yeah, of course, I just want to run around and find some friends and make friends with them. But it's been very good because it really helps me, and really appreciate what he has done for me right now. Today I understand that this is my good, so yep.
Krishna's affinity for Indian classical music all began with his father. A sitar player himself, his father loves Indian classical music fervently, so much so that he has gone to India to study under the great masters there. It was only natural that Krishna's father wanted to cultivate the same level of interest for Indian classical music within him.
I learned this Indian music directly from the source, from all the great gurus. And I got this essence, and this is the way I want to share this essence with my loved ones, such as my children or my disciple. And in this way, we can let this essence grow and magnify and share with all community.
While Krishna's gift with the sitar was swiftly identified, it took Govin some time to find his own musical path.
We noticed that Govin at the age of maybe about 10 years old, he was playing and eating everything, He used to take guitar, and when he was playing, he was really not playing. He was taking that instrument and he was using it as a drum instrument. He was hitting here and there. And he even break one or two instruments like that. So his father was asking me, what should we do with this guy?
Okay, so you're basically playing around, running around like a little boy, right? And while your brother was busy learning how to play the sitar. So then what got you interested in taking up the tabla?
When I was young, keep running around. Then my parents, let's say like, Krsna is playing the sitar, why don't you teach Govin the tabla? My father told his friend, which is currently my teacher, Mr. Chandra, Uncle Chandra, I call him Uncle Chandra. So he told Uncle Chandra, why don't you teach Govin the tabla so that Krsna and Govin can play together and perform together.
So we started him when he was at the age of 12. Of course, initial stages, as I know, I've taught many beginners. It's very tough, it's very taxing because we have to focus on the hands. It has to be correct. The basic fingering has to be correct. And it's you have to go through a lot of frustration, especially.
Govin's strong suit has always been his grasp of rhythm, and tabla playing proved the perfect solution to his restlessness. The technical demands of this percussion instrument challenged his skills and captured his fascination. Why did you choose to play the tabla instead of any other instrument?
I chose to play the tabla because I feel the tabla is the most different rhythmic structures and more different tones can be created on a simple two-piece drum. Like on the right hand, it's called the dayan. You play the simple beats like ta, tin, tun, te, te. Okay, then on the bass will be the ge and the kat, ge and the kat. Combined will be da, din, dun, te, te, de, re. This is just two-piece drum compared to the drum set.
So how do you feel being Chinese and playing Indian classical music?
I feel it's unique for us to play instrument. And my father used to give us this sentence: we should not give excuse for ourselves to make any mistakes and let others think, okay, because they are Chinese, they make mistakes, it's all right. I don't think it's right. I think what my father says is right. To honor and respect a musician is to respect and to play their music properly.
So what would you do if I were to take music away from you?
I'll kill you.
That's it. Krsna and Govin have passion for Indian classical music running in their veins ever since they were kids. Clocking in 2 to 4, sometimes even 12 hours of practice a day, their dedication to music paid off with their solo wins in the National Indian Classical Music Competition. However, it had not been easy for Krsna to practice his sitar at first, especially with Govin around. What was your brother doing when you were practicing the sitar at such a young age?
He will start running around holding a small guitar, and then he'll be strumming really weird stuff on it, like how you do on the ukulele,
Yeah.
one finger thing.
Yeah.
And he'll be beating the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and he'll fool around, jump around, and going around like that, and stuff on your head. You know that young kid thing, yeah.
So didn't his actions distract you? Yeah? I'm sure it didn't help at all.
When I'm with my dad, I would continue playing first. I'll give him that face, which means after everything, you watch out.
You give your brother
Yeah, I give my brother that face, and once I'm done learning and done practicing, I'll put it down, I'll go and grab him and I'll start. I will show him what is brotherly love.
What is... Okay. How has sitar playing influenced your life?
I think this music has actually really changed my attitude towards people, and I mean it seriously.
Really? How so?
I have to behave so that I don't get myself into trouble, so that I got more time for practice, so I can have peace in my room, enjoy, and can start picking up my sitar to practice.
As for Govin, he didn't even mind the hours of practice. He has grown to love the tabla so much that he even enjoys what he used to call Terror Tuesday, the day he practices the most with his second tabla teacher.
If you want a shortcut, then you cannot grow. So with no choice but to practice. It's easier to perform with two people per group because you get to talk to everyone when you're playing. But my teacher, I get to talk to him, like joke with him when we're playing. So it's more entertaining compared to practicing alone 2 hours a day.
For Krsna and Govin, play and work are intertwined in their world of music. The hours may be long, but they make sure they have fun learning from each other. In their practice together, they also get a chance to improve their improvisational techniques. After all, there's a lot of brotherly love to be spread about. In Indian classical music, much significance is placed upon improvisation and individuality. As a result, an artist of Indian classical music has to consider the time and setting allowed for his performance. He also has to take into account his mood and the vibe he's feeling from the audience before playing. As such, the same piece of music will not sound alike even when performed by the same artist. So how do you guys decide what pieces to play during your performances?
Depends on how long is it, and we have a few pieces that's very standard because it's very catchy.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Sometimes it depends on the audience, see what type of audience. If it's like old people, maybe old Chinese people will play some old Chinese tunes.
Is there any time when you have to improv on the spot?
oh yeah, we have to, as in sometimes our songs are fixed, but we can put here,
anytime, whatever songs we want.
Let's say we're supposed to play this part, but we can put it in later and we can play in something first.
Okay.
And we have solos in the song, but the solos aren't that fixed. But because we've been practicing a lot together, so when I look at him and he look at me, we understand what I want him to do, and understand what he wants me to do.
That's great.
Telepathy.
But of course, older brothers are always better than
That's not true. That's seriously not true. I think I'm the best.
What do you hope the audience will feel after your performance, or what do you hope to spread to the audience after your performance or through your performance later on?
I hope the audience will love this music. Maybe they will get to understand our instruments more.
Yeah.
Understand how the tabla and the sitar is played, accompaniment together.
To Krsna and Govin, performance forms an integral part of their music education. They make it a point to play before an audience at least once a month. For the brothers, it's a test of skills. They egg each other on to improve their playing and outdo their previous performance. Sometimes they even engage in a game of one-upmanship, without losing the intrinsic beauty of the music they make together. What do you think of the performance just now?
Very inspirational.
Okay.
Very nice. Excellent. The way they play is superb.
About the performance, I miss India, the first thing. But today they have brought India for me here.
I just learned tabla, so they gave me a few key points about this tabla, and so I wish to learn more from them, and I wish to play like them. I've seen Govin's playing the tabla, and then I also feel like playing.
The love Krsna and Govin have for Indian classical music radiates through their playing. Their obvious enthusiasm has made an impact on their audience as well as everyone else around them.
When they both play together, they create a very good atmosphere, and their teamwork is always there, and they have the power to draw the crowd in.
Indian classical music is mainly taught orally from teacher to student without any reliance on notation or sheet music. In contrast with Western classical music, students learn by ear, by rote, or by improvisation. If you're interested in learning Indian classical music, you might want to consider signing up with any one of these schools. You may also want to think more on what music instrument you wish to play. There are many types of instruments available in Indian classical music. They can be broadly categorized into 4 groups: lutes, flutes, cymbals, and drums. Besides playing Indian classical pieces, Krsna and Govin also make their music more accessible to the public by performing with a select group of musicians.
In 2006, I went for my National Arts Council competition, and then my uncle and my cousins were invited to watch. So when they watched me play in the competition, they realized that I was serious about my instrument, and so they thought that maybe they could get play together. I couldn't catch up to the speed of Krishna's because he was much more faster and he has learned the sitar longer than I have learned the pipa. My teachers commented that my standard has improved by some amount. When speed is required in the song, that Chinese traditional song that I'm supposed to play, it's easier for me to catch up and improve my techniques.
Good. Amidst the fun and joy in creating music together, Krsna and Govin have also helped raise more awareness and appreciation for Indian classical music within their circle.
Play by hearing and play by feeling. I like to know more, then I can adjust myself to the way they are playing.
It's very soothing, when you listen to it, and it sort of calms yourself down.
Krsna and Govin's love for music proves infectious to their friend Alan. He has since begun to study the sitar under Krishna's tutelage.
Got mesmerized by the sound of sitar and how expressive the instrument is.
What got you interested in Indian classical music?
How profound the music is, and how expressive it is, how soulful it is. I'm willing to spend my life with it. Keep learning it till I'm old, to be able to perform with Krishna.
So you want to do this for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
We're right here in the middle of Little India, where Krsna and Govin have decided to put up an impromptu performance. Let's see what kind of response they're gonna get. What do you feel about the performance?
It's nice. This playing about our Indian. Me, I also Indian. So these men are playing these tablas and guitar. Some like Indian music. I like very well.
Not too bad. Yeah, quite good.
It's a very fantastic performance there. As like Indian music, one of the Chinese by playing there very well. It is one of the Indian historical music, this one.
So what do you think of 2 Chinese boys playing Indian classical music?
It's good, it's good. It's great actually.
Great? Why so?
No, actually Indian music is quite difficult to learn. They learn a very good job.
2 Chinese people both are playing this one's very good, very good.
Are you impressed with that?
Yeah, I am. So that's why I'm taking a photograph. I can show it to people in India.
Really? So does it remind you of home?
Yeah.
Krsna and Govin have set their sights on turning pro. Practicing for hours every day, they are very determined to make it big in the Indian classical music world.
As far as being professional is concerned, it's really their choice. I want to share with them my love for Krsna Govin or for any other people who has really this interest. And I do not want to impose any kind of condition in that level. If they take it up as a professional, that's jolly good.
Govin has accepted that challenge and he's working very hard for it. From a person who was, like hanging around doing nothing and breaking instruments, and now he's, very disciplined and working towards his goal. I can see that he has potential and he has the right attitude, and a few years later, I'm sure he'll be one of the great players.
My idol is Ustad Zakir Hussain. Hope to grow and become like him. The aim is to be world-class musician. I want to live on this music.
I really want to be able to perform around the world, and my main target is to be better than Ravi Shankar.
Music broadens the mind and shapes the soul. It is a universal language that knows no boundaries. That much is evident from what we can see with Krsna and Govin as they forge on with their study of Indian classical music. They may be Chinese, but that is not stopping them from having ambitions to venture overseas and shine on the world stage. One day, Krsna and Govin Tan will become Singapore's equivalent of Ravi Shankar and Zakir Hussain.